Hi guys, welcome back to Tea on the Couch, and if you're new to my channel, a very warm welcome to yourselves. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. So before I get to today's video, can we talk a little bit about what happened on Capitol Hill last Wednesday evening, instigated by the leader of the free world, Donald J. Trump. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen on social media the comparison between the disparity of policing of last Wednesday's events and the Black Lives Matter protests, peaceful protests during the summer. The ease with which these white supremacists were able to break through the barrier and into the buildings and the offices was quite frankly mind-boggling. It seems as though law enforcement were not prepared. Is it because they did not deem these very fine people to be a threat? Or did somebody or some elements within law enforcement allow this to happen? Did they want this to happen? Now, this is food for thought. Just imagine if these were black people, the outcome would have been completely different. We would have woken up with hashtag say their names, hashtag remember their names. But the confidence with which these savages walked into these buildings and the privilege that they had to take photographs with some law enforcement officers, and the privilege that they had of being given 2 hours to disperse. Not arrested, not shot at and left bleeding on the pavement to die like an animal, but the privilege of being given 2 hours to disperse. Now, you cannot tell me, you will not tell me that there wasn't an element of systemic racism in the policing of last Wednesday's events and the peaceful Black Lives Matter protests in the summer. This is really exhausting because it's everywhere, in every aspect of our lives, in every continent. And for you deniers of white privilege, give me a fucking break. Okay. Now back to today's video. Once again, I turn my attention to Uganda, as I did last week in my video, Uganda Decides 2021. As I said in my video, Uganda goes to elections on the 14th of January, and the incumbent, Yoweri Museveni, is seeking re-election again. He has been in power for 35 years, and he says he's seeking re-election in order to secure the future of Uganda, whatever that means. Now, the main opposition challengers are Mugisha Muntu, Norbert Mao, Patrick Muriat, and of course, the young, the dynamic, the likable firebrand, Robert Sentamu Chagulani, aka bobiwine. Now, President Museveni assumed power in 1986 by the bullet, not ballot. And during his inauguration, he said that the problem with African leaders was that they overstayed in power. Now, Museveni has been in power for 35 years. So let that marinate a little bit. Now, if after 35 years, your citizens are still complaining about potholes on their roads, poor infrastructure, unemployment, inflation, lack of scholastic materials in schools, lack of medicines in their hospitals, unprecedented levels of corruption, lack of dispensaries in most of rural Uganda, and unprecedented levels of human rights abuses, arbitrary arrests, kidnappings, torture, killings, then I say that something has gone awry. On Friday the 8th, I watched a video of bobiwine. He was attempting to park his car so he could speak to international media who wanted to ask him some questions. He was relentlessly harassed by police officers. At one point, he was removed from his car, and after a few minutes, when he got back in, he said that he had been tear gassed. Now, the question that he asked the world was that if he, as a presidential candidate, could be openly treated like that by police officers, then what chances do ordinary Ugandan citizens have? As we speak, two of his closest confidants, Nubian Ali and Eddie Mutwe, along with 47 others, are in some kind of custody. Now, Eddie Mutwe and Nubian Ali were presented before a military court. I believe it was on Friday. Now, I don't care what charges have been preferred against these two men. I am more concerned with the question of why civilians would be produced at a military court. Again, on Friday the 8th, I had the misfortune of watching President Museveni being interviewed by Channel 4 News. Now, he blamed unrest in Uganda on foreign elements, countries in the West, he said. The interviewer seemed visually shocked and pressed Museveni to say which countries were attempting to interfere in the Ugandan elections. He couldn't answer. Instead, he said, homosexuals and priests. Now, Ugandans, as you go to vote on the 14th, you need to be very mindful of where you cast your vote. You need to be tactful. It's common that during presidential elections or whatever elections, we all have our preferences, but this is the time to vote wisely. One common goal is to bring about change in Uganda. So vote for somebody who has a chance of winning these elections. Vote for somebody who has the heart of restoring Uganda to its former glory. Vote for somebody who will work for all of Uganda, for all Ugandan citizens. Now, running up to these elections, there's going to be interruptions with internet services, mobile money services, power in general. So be prepared. Prepare in advance. Have your IDs, have your voter slips. Check on each other. And if you are able to download the You Vote app, please do so. This is the time for you to band together as one people with a common goal. Do not turn on each other. I would like to take the opportunity to quote a great lady that I admire, Michelle Obama. She said, in times of crisis, and these are times of crisis, we do not turn on each other. We listen to each other. We lean on each other because we are stronger together. So go out there and be the change that you want to see. Vote and be safe. And I will see you next time right here on D on the Couch. Bye.